The confirmed number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 1,234,372. The confirmed number of deaths comes to 23,948. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 7,265, with total confirmed deaths remaining at 211. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Bella Shaw. It's 4 p.m. on Thursday, May 6th. Los Angeles County updated its public health orders, which went into effect early this morning, as the county now sits in the least restrictive yellow tier in the state's blueprint for a safer economy. This is good news for businesses as more restrictions are lifted. Fitness facilities, gyms, dance studios, along with restaurants, card rooms, family entertainment centers, bowling alleys, batting cages, movie theaters, breweries, wineries, and craft distilleries can now increase their indoor capacity to 50%. Bars that don't serve food can also reopen indoors, now at 25% capacity. Indoor portions of museums, along with low-risk retail businesses, hair salons, barbershops, and nail salons can operate indoors at 75% capacity. Amusement parks, theme parks, and fairs can reopen to the public at a maximum capacity of 35%, and out-of-state visitors are now allowed to attend as long as they show proof of vaccination. Outdoor seated live events and performances can hold up to 67% maximum capacity. That's an increase from 33%. Water parks can also reopen at 40% capacity outdoors and 25% indoors. While places of worship are still encouraged to meet outdoors or remotely, members can meet indoors at 50% capacity and have fully vaccinated attendees sit in designated sections. While 8 million vaccine doses have been administered, with 3 million residents fully vaccinated against COVID-19 in LA County, the public health emergency and risks to the public's health still remains high, and the public is urged to continue to take precautions to avoid another resurgence of the virus. Safety modifications, including wearing masks, social distancing, and infection control measures, still remain in place. Government researchers are estimating that COVID-19's death toll will take a significant drop by the end of July. That's good news for residents, as California is expected to fully reopen by mid-June. They also warn that a substantial increase in hospitalizations and deaths could occur if unvaccinated people do not follow basic precautions, such as mask wearing and social distancing. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention took findings from 6 research groups, with each group designed to predict the course of the U.S. epidemic between now and September under varying scenarios, human behavior, as well as depending on how many more people will get vaccinated. The CDC is now reporting an average of about 350,000 new cases each week, with 35,000 hospitalizations and 4,000 deaths. Under the most optimistic predictions, cases are expected to drop below 50,000, hospitalizations less than 1,000, and deaths between 200 to 300 each week by the end of July. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says while we are not out of the woods just yet, we could be very close. One of the nation's largest nonprofit Medicare Advantage plans is now making it that much easier for homebound residents and their family members to get the COVID-19 vaccine. SCAN Health Plan's vaccination program is the first of its kind and is made possible through a unique partnership between SCAN and MedArrive in the hopes of reaching up to 4 million older adults in LA County who may be homebound. The vaccines are administered by trained EMTs at no cost to the member, and caregivers and other eligible family members can also receive the vaccine at home at no cost. Over the past 2 weeks, MedArrive team members have made hundreds of outreach calls in English and Spanish to homebound SCAN members who live in LA County. SCAN has more than 220,000 members in California. You can learn more at medarrive.com/scan. Los Angeles County's public health is also offering free in-home COVID-19 vaccines. If you or a loved one have been unable to visit a community vaccination site, the county says they've got you covered. Vaccination appointments for those who aren't able to make it in person are being taken now. Vaccinating partners include Anchor Home Support, LA County Sheriff's Department, participating local fire departments, Care Ambulance, MedArrive, and the National Asian Pacific Center on Aging. Those interested must fill out a form online to initiate the request. All Los Angeles County residents are eligible. To find out more about how to access these vaccine appointments, call 833-540-0473, or you can email covidvaxhomebound@ph.lacounty.gov. California continues to make great strides in bringing daily coronavirus case rates, hospitalizations, and deaths down to record lows. This comes on the heels of the winter surge that left hospitals throughout Southern California overwhelmed as patient death rates skyrocketed. In fact, California's COVID-19 numbers are now considered one of the lowest in the nation when it comes to case rates and hospitalizations. As of today, more than 3.5 million Californians were confirmed with COVID-19, resulting in just under 61,000 deaths. And so far, 31,027,617 vaccines have been administered. A total of 61 migrant children staying in intake centers in Southern California are being treated for COVID-19. At the Long Beach Convention Center, 47 out of 700 children tested positive, with a total number of 67 children now in isolation. The temporary shelter can house up to 1,000 children and is already at 70% capacity. At the Pomona Fairplex site, where 216 children are housed, 14 have tested positive for COVID. All infected children are being treated on site and housed separately. Health officials say cases were all either asymptomatic or the children just had mild symptoms. A team of infectious disease experts from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are on site, working with on-site coordinators to implement CDC COVID-19 protocols. Meanwhile, federal officials are working to get every child placed into the care of their family or sponsor within the next few weeks. Peloton, the popular home exercise equipment brand, is voluntarily recalling their treadmill machines after dozens of reported injuries and one death of a child. In April, the Consumer Product Safety Commission issued a warning about Peloton's Tread Plus machines and released a video of a child getting pulled under the treadmill to demonstrate the risk. Once the federal agency was made aware that close to 40 incidents were reported, including one death, it advised Tread Plus users to stop using the machine if there were young kids or pets at home. Customers were also urged to unplug the treadmill and store the safety key out of reach of children. Now, while Peloton initially resisted the warning, company officials have now apologized and issued a voluntary recall this week, urging their Tread Plus users to immediately stop using the machines and to contact the company for a full refund by November 6th, 2022. Peloton is working on implementing software updates to lock the treadmill automatically by assigning a 4-digit passcode. Signs of recovery are showing in the latest U.S. unemployment report released today. According to the U.S. Labor Department, the number of Americans seeking unemployment fell last week to 490,000, the lowest point since the pandemic struck 14 months ago. Industry experts say this could be a sign that the market's growing stronger as businesses reopen with fewer restrictions and consumers are spending again. This is a significant improvement as jobless claims peaked at 900,000 in January, with many of the COVID-19 restrictions lifting as the spread of the virus slows. Restaurants, hospitality, and retail businesses are hiring, with some saying they can't find enough workers to fill the openings, while other employers are raising their wages to attract applicants. The report released today showed that about 16.2 million people were continuing to collect unemployment benefits in the week that ended April 17th, which is down from 16.6 million just a week ago. National Nurses Week kicks off today and runs through next Wednesday, and select restaurants across the country want to show a little love by offering freebies and discounts. Dunkin', which has more than 9,000 U.S. locations, has one of the biggest deals for Nurses Day, Beginning today, healthcare workers who show their ID can get a free medium, hot, or iced coffee. IHOP is also giving medical professionals a break this week, offering 25% off meals. Panda Express, Red Lobster, and Outback Steakhouse are also giving 10% off meals with a valid ID. Circle K is also offering a free coffee as their way of saying thank you. National Nurses Week ends on May 12th, which is the birthday of Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing. The fast casual Chinese restaurant chain Panda Express is launching a $10 million community investment program with $1.5 million pledged to Asian American and Pacific Islander groups. Among the first groups to receive funding are Asian American Advancing Justice Chapters, AAPI Community Fund, Welcome to Chinatown, and the Asian Mental Health Collective. Through its Panda Community Fund, money will be allocated to resources across various initiatives over the next 5 years to help foster a more inclusive society and understanding for one another. The fund will also support programs focused on education and empowerment through partner organizations such as Gold House and the Asian American Foundation. The chain was started in 1983 by husband and wife Andrew and Peggy Chern, who were restaurant owners in Pasadena. It has since grown to 2,200 stores across the country and is the largest family-owned and operated Asian dining concept in the U.S. Applications continue to be accepted for those in the food service industry that felt the financial impacts of the pandemic. Thanks to the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, the U.S. Small Business Administration is now accepting applications to provide support to businesses that suffered revenue loss related to COVID-19. The SBA announced that the online application will remain open to any eligible establishment until all funds are exhausted. Under the American Rescue Plan, which was signed by President Biden in early March, the Restaurant Revitalization Fund provides a total of $28.6 billion in direct relief funding to restaurants and other hard-hit food establishments that have experienced economic hardship during the pandemic. This program will provide funding equal to their pandemic-related revenue loss, up to $10 million per business and no more than $5 million per physical location. Funds must be used for business-related expenses by March 11th of 2023. You can learn more at sba.gov/restaurants. Well, as we wrap up this week, be sure to tune in to Weekends in Torrance beginning Friday right here on Citi Cable. New episodes air at 2 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. If you're wondering what to get Mom or that special woman in your life for Mother's Day, be sure to check out our exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Burke Williams Spa in Torrance. We'll show you how they're making sure safety protocols and practices are a top priority to ensure guests have a safe experience. Plus, they've got some great Mother's Day specials running right up to Sunday. Then we'll tell you how Party in My Yardie can help you celebrate special occasions like birthdays and graduations with one-of-a-kind yard signs. And to celebrate the city's centennial incorporation this month, we talk with Torrance Historical Society members to see where it all started 100 years ago. These stories and much more kick off tomorrow at 2 p.m. You can find us on Spectrum Cable Channel 3, Frontier Fios Channel 31, streaming on our website, as well as on YouTube. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community, pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. A Torrance native is paving the way for other women looking to make an impact in our nation's armed forces. Private Leslie Cook, who enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, completed recruit training while serving in the first female platoon to be trained at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot in San Diego. Historically, since the Women's Armed Services Integration Act of 1984, women only train at the Marine Corps Depot in South Carolina. Graduation took place today, which concluded the 13 weeks of training, drill movements, marksmanship, water survival, basic combat skills, and Marine Corps customs and traditions. Congratulations, Private Cook. What a great way to show how you care for your community and your country. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or a video you'd like to share, email us at COVID-19 Today at torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 Today. Have a wonderful weekend. Be sure to join us back here on Monday as Leslie Robbins brings you the latest. Meantime, be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.